very crucial to educate ourselves about the potential dangers of seeking assistance from unauthorized immigration practitioners, also referred as UAPs. Joining us today is an experienced immigration consultant, Neerja Bhandari. She is an immigration counsel and oath commissioner, also a member of CICC and CAPIC. Neerja, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Tina. It's a pleasure.
So I want to start by asking you, who are exactly UAPs according to you?
According to me, anybody who is not licensed to practice as a professional, as an immigration consultant, I will say they're all unauthorized. Anybody who's not supposed to represent a client with immigration, they are all unauthorized representatives. They have to be licensed by CICC or they have to be lawyers. So we're all trained to be professionally helpful to our clients. So if you're not trained, you're a quack, as I simply will say. You're just trying to put things together for your own benefit, monetary gain, and take no responsibility of what happens to the client in the end.
Can you share your experience with a client who may have been duped or frauded by a UAP?
Definitely. So when I say that, I always mention that when you go to a immigration consultant or any practitioner, we usually explain to our clients in a very transparent manner what process they are going through, and the client should be totally educated in what their process is all about. And it is nothing to do with, and they should understand what the process is going to be all about and understand the system so that in future whichever pathway they take they should be totally aware with where they're going to. So this is what we do in our practice. But I see that immigration, most of the agents, as we call them in India or Nigeria and other countries that I deal in, they nicely call themselves agents, immigration agents. So these people, what they are planning to do is they're just sending people. They do the minimum necessary files, and if it is approved, they are coming to Canada. They do not realize that any application you do temporary basis is creating a data which later is leading to permanent residency. They're not taking the responsibility from the beginning. So we under when international students come to me, I see it in a lot of cases that either their history of work is not given or the education has not been acclaimed totally in their files. So now, when they're doing their permanent residency applications, they cannot gain points for their foreign work experience or the education that they had. If they had masters, but it was not mentioned in their student visa file, now they cannot claim it because it was never made as part of the history for immigration. So, as a consultant, as a practitioner, it is our due diligence that we take place that we make sure that there's a clear pathway created for anybody we do their file with. Whenever I'm doing a client's file, we make sure that if their temporary residence is being planned, then they to see how it'll move towards their permanent residency because most of the clients want that. Recently, we did a case of permanent residency where the client had gone to a consultant, an agent who was not authorized, and there was a lot of fake experiences created in it to give points. Self-employment in Canada was shown as as Canadian experience, which had to be really worked on and put in the right format so that we could fix it and uh, showcase it in the proper way so that the client would work. It was a difficult file, but we could nicely work on it. And today, God's grace, the client is a permanent resident. But it is the client should be aware. Anybody who's applying to come to Canada should be aware at least that they should go to people who are licensed to practice and are professionals in the field, because it can really hamper their opportunities in Canada in later times.
Thank you so much, Neerja, for explaining the crucial role that a licensed consultant play in rescuing those who may have been fallen victims to scams or fraud. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much. And it's a pleasure explaining that, because people should make their choices consciously and properly, so that they are not duped in future.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thanks for inviting me.